Welcome back to the Winter Steelhead Grind. My name is Fisher, and today we're finally doing some spey casting. I don't know if you guys have all been waiting for that or not. We might mix some nymphing in too, but we're on a big river today, close to home. Let's see. Water's kind of low, day's kind of cold. Our odds are moderate, but this river's definitely been kicking out some fish, so I've got hope. Let's see what we can do. Today I'm in my boat, and I run an extremely rinky-dink guiding operation. I'm all by myself out here. So if you're gonna book a trip with me, you need to understand this is what the boat looks like, and I'm about to show you guys what it looks like running through really what's the biggest rapid I run, to be honest. For my own personal fishing, you know, I run much bigger things than this, but this is the biggest thing I'd take any of you on. So if what happens right here looks acceptable and fun to you, then I might have the trip for you. Easy peasy. Lowish, clearish conditions, so we're running something small. It's a fly I love to tie. It's easy. It's about what it looks like in the water. A lot of pink, a lot of salmon. It's kind of getting washed out, it looks like, on the GoPro, but it's a pink bead head on top. This is the kind of thing that is definitely minutia, and a lot of guys, I mean, it's not like a fiery debate, but different guys have different takes on this. But I'm trying out holding a little loop, tailing loop, or not tailing loop, just holding a loop on while it's swinging, on the theory that sometimes steelhead grab very light, which they definitely do. And if you're tight to the fly, they might feel that pressure and be able to let the fly go before it's actually hooked them. So my goal is, even if I feel like a very soft bump that I would normally think is a rock, just let that go, give them half a foot of extra movement to turn with that fly, and then hopefully it sinks the hook in. It probably doesn't really make much of a difference, but you know, always trying new things. So I'm trying to fish this pretty deep into the tail outs. I'm a big believer in tail outs for steelhead, so I'm like right at the point where I'm like, maybe I should turn back, and I've decided I'm just gonna make myself fish further than that in every run. I'm like, should I turn back here? No, fish deep into every tail out. Deeper than I think I need to. That's where we started. The boat's way up there. So now we got a hike. Okay, we're moving, changing flies to a little bit of black and blue, a little bit of chartreuse in there, which, to be honest, chartreuse not really my color for steelhead, but it's all right. What did I just catch? What did I just catch? Oh, uncaught it. It was a bunch of leaves, but I was going to show the camera and make some joke about how they're native. Wild, you know. It would have been extremely hilarious. You guys would have been blown away. I'm gonna drill this one in under the bank over there. Woo! Tricky little cast. Little snake roll. A lousy snake roll, but I got the job done. Now we can lengthen out this cast a little bit, I think. Another little snake roll, less lousy, feeling good about that. So this box is mostly not steelhead flies, but there's some nice steelhead flies in here too. And all of this stuff is kind of trouty, but it would definitely work for steelhead. But I'm just gonna keep trying to, come on out of there, buddy. Just gonna kind of keep trying to swap flies every 2 or 3 nice runs, just to keep it changing, keep it interesting for me, really, more than anything else. But you know, good policy. If I catch a fish, then that'll be the fly or the color that I stick with the rest of the day. But this run and the next run are both, this one's kind of deepish, but they're both on the slower side. So we're gonna go this nice, bloody, unweighted, red looking fly. I wish it had more black in there. Red and black are probably my favorite steelhead colors, but this is a sweet fly, so I'm excited to swing it. Alrighty, let's rock and roll. Whoop. Losing my footing a little bit there. It's gonna be a tough cast. I ended up deeper than I meant to be. Oh, that's satisfying. That was a beauty. Well, it's a beauty to me. Welcome to the next run on the docket. I think I can feel myself, I've settled into that state for spey fishing that at least I need to be in, where I'm like, I'm not gonna catch anything, but this is just what I'm doing. Just what I'm gonna spend my day doing. Not stressing, not worried, don't care if I catch a fish. I need, spey fishing, I gotta have that specific mindset, because if I'm thinking I'm gonna catch a fish, you're not going to a lot of the time. So gonna end up demoralized, but you just get into the rhythm, into the flow of the fishing, you're good to go. I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, I thought I was gonna nymph today, but now that I've got the rod in my hand for the first time in a while, I'm kind of sucked back into the spey vortex. But that said, now this is just my personal opinion. It is not a fact that spey fishing is more boring than nymphing. But boy, it sure is repetitive. Much more so than nymphing. I think the casting is harder for spey, but I think nymphing is more technical, to be honest, because when you're spey fishing, at least my goal is to make pretty close to the same cast over and over and over again through the whole run. I want the same presentation throughout the whole run, so that way I'm getting a consistent result, you know? That gives me some real data to work with. Now, maybe I'll change my presentation in the next run, but through this whole run, I'm trying to make the same carbon copy cast over and over again. And spey fishing is very conceptually simple. Throw your fly across the current, swing it back, see if a fish grabs it, repeat all day long. Whereas nymphing is much more casting, much more moving, much more reading the water, to be honest. And I mean, that's just my opinion. I know the spey guys, the true spey guys, are probably like, this idiot. But I just get, long and short of it, I get bored spey fishing in a way that I often don't nymphing. I just find nymphing more engaging. So, you know, throw it in the comments what your experience is. Okay, I'm gonna try something ever so slightly unorthodox and go for something a little bit small and a little bit natural. I think this is just a Sculpzilla, an olive Sculpzilla. But because it's low and clear, we're going small. And they're probably not moving too much right now, but these fish are in the river to spawn, and they will hit little fish that get up in their space, especially sculpin. Sculpin like to follow them, well, all the fish do, but sculpin like to follow them around and try and eat their eggs, so they'll kill them, or try, just snap at them. So I'm hoping something little and kind of natural. Maybe that'll do the trick. sun lighting me up. Yeah, the thing about steelheading like this is it just goes from 0 to 100 so fast. It's like you're swinging 1,000 times and nothing, and then all of a sudden there's a fish jumping and running across the river. Most of my steelhead that I've caught on Spey, I know people get them on light takes. Most of the steelhead I have caught on Spey have been like nothing, and then all of a sudden I'm fighting a fish. Which is why I'm trying out the tailing loop thing. I'm like, well, maybe that's why I only get them. Well, it kind of makes sense though. They're mostly gonna get aggressive fish on Spey. I don't know. I finally put an earbud in and got some music going. Spey fishing is literally the only time I ever do that, but it's just so, I'm getting to that point in the day where it's like, it's time to get tough. Just keep fishing. And having a little distraction is gonna help. We swapped up again. Now we're going for the red and orange, which is also one of my favorites. I feel like I was casting better earlier today. I've lost my rhythm. I feel like that happens to me with Spey casting. It's like I'm casting awesome for a few hours, and then I'm casting kind of bad for a few hours, and I'm just like oscillating. We're closing in on the end of the day here. But I'm loving that sunshine. And that's a wrap for the video. I had a beautiful day on the water. Honestly enjoyed getting back into Spey fishing, maybe more than I thought I was going to. So probably you'll be seeing more of that in the near future. And thanks for coming along on the ride. Do me a favor, like, comment, especially subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.